Welcome to Slasher Sunday, guys. As you can see, I am in my new house, but I am still setting things up, so it's going to be a little while before I have any kind of a filming studio to work on. I've been trying to get to everything, man. I can't get anything done. I am so busy lately. I haven't watched the new American Horror Story. I know people are getting on my case about that. Like, where the hell is it? I don't have time, man. I got so much shit to do tomorrow and yesterday and today, and I fucking forget it. Anyway, so I got everything I need to film right here. I got my Barbie dream house, okay? I'm good to go. So, all right, let's get into this, guys. I know what you did last summer. Now, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately to try to get prepped for my podcast that I'm starting in a couple weeks with a couple friends of mine. And I've been listening to some, and one of the ones I listened to talked about, I know what you did last summer. And Jen, the mother of my children, who I just moved back in with, she is a big fan of this era. She likes Scream, and I know what you did last summer, and all that stuff. And so I was just like, screw it, we're going to throw it on. I also am started to listen to, because I couldn't find any podcasters that I really related to, that I really liked. There's just shit talkers and people that really didn't know what they were talking about and really just didn't understand the genre very well, in my opinion. They had like basic knowledge of it, and then there's other people they're just so assertive and egotistical with their opinions. Like, it's such fact and everything else is shit, and if they say it is for real. It's like, oh God, get over yourself. But I found these guys who I totally get, and I am super excited to continue to keep checking them out, and that is the Exploding Heads podcast. Holy shit, I've been listening to this 50 greatest slashers. They each give their list of 50 back and forth from 50 to 1. It is 7.5 hours straight of them talking, and it's amazing. Okay, I'm on like 6.5 hours. It came perfectly. I've been moving, I've been wearing headphones the whole time. I mean, 3 guys who really, they took a whole year and watched every slasher that they could. And they'd seen a lot of them before, but they took a whole year and did this. And then at the end of the year, they did their 50, and it was 7.5 straight hours of them just knocking them out and explaining them and giving off these awesome shit. And you guys have seen my videos enough now, you know that I could have jumped right in there with them and made it 10 hours long. I would have loved that. I mean, I could talk about this shit all day, every day. What a wonderful, wonderful podcast, and I can't wait to check out the rest of their stuff. This is the only one that I've watched so far. It's taking a little while. It's 7.5 hours long. I only got an hour left. I only got 1 hour left, so they're on number 4 right now. So there's a full hour left to get their last 3 or 4 of them. Jesus Christ. So check them out, man. It's such good stuff. So I don't think my podcast will probably run that long. I don't know if Brad and Rebecca would want to go that long. I probably could, but I have a life, and I can't do that much. Not saying those guys don't. It's just, fuck, man, amazing stuff. I can't look forward to it. Anyway, I can't look forward to it. No, I can't wait to get back to it. I look forward. I'm combining things. Let's stick to the movie. I know what you did last summer. Now, this was written by Kevin Williamson, who wrote Scream, and this came out 1 year after Scream, so he was kind of really knocking these out. He's very much responsible for the mid to late 90s horror explosion, the slasher return and all of that. Now, and then he did The Faculty, and then he did Teaching Miss Tingle, so he did a lot of horror, thriller type stuff with all the familiar faces from like Dawson's Creek and all the other damn shows, Katie Holmes and whatnot. Josh Hartnett and freaking Ryan Phillippe and Melissa Joan Hart. No, I don't think she's in any of them, is she? No, I don't think so. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. and all the damn names. And anyway, so yeah, I mean, this movie, Jesus Christ, Jennifer Love Hewitt and as I already said, like Freddie Prinze Jr. and Ryan Phillippe and all these guys, and then you even have freaking Anne Heche, and you got Bridget Wilson, Veronica Vaughn herself. Jesus Christ. Man, Going back and rewatching this, I've never really been a big fan of this movie. And going back and rewatching this, I still wasn't a fan. But it begged the question of why I don't like this era. Why don't I like Scream? Why don't I like I Know You Did Last Summer? Why don't I like Urban Legend? Why don't I like this era of slashers and whatnot? This revitalization of the slasher genre in the 90s. Like, because I was sitting here and I'm like, this movie is stupid. It has so many stupid parts. But then I go back to all these films that I love in the slasher genre, you know, like freaking The Burning and like all these movies. There's tons of stupid shit in them. And don't, just because of nostalgia and whatnot, you can't deny that there's a lot of stupid shit in them. Even Friday the 13th Part 4, which I consider to be like the greatest slasher ever made. There's lots of dumb shit in it. But what about these don't I like? And I was really trying to put my finger on it. And I mean, one big thing, obviously, I mean, two of the things that I love about slashers, I've talked about this many, many times, is tits and gore. Tits and gore, tits and gore, tits and gore, right? That's what slashers were all about back in the day. You know, you got to see some hot chicks take off their clothes, you got to see some kids, you know, some teenagers get hacked up, and you got to see some great gore. These films just, they don't have that. Even though they're R-rated, and even though they could show it if they wanted to, it's just, they're so watered down, and their characters are so perfect. Like, every character looks like a fucking, you know, cover model or something. They're all poster children for that generation. And they're all such familiar faces of the time, too. They're bigger named actors, you know, with Scream and you know, Neve Campbell and Drew Barrymore and all these. And then you go over into this one, and you got just, you know, Jennifer Love Huge Tits. Still love that. I still love Scream. Scary Movie, to me, is far superior to Scream or I Know What You Did Last Summer. They parody those so damn well, and they're so much more entertaining than these. But that's really it. I mean, I think that's what it comes down to. I hate to keep harping on 90s horror and be that broken record. Although I recently remembered that Exorcist 3 was made in 1990. The Exorcist 3 is a 90s film. Holy shit, man. Between that and I Know What You Did Last Summer, I Know What You Did Last Summer, In the Mouth of Madness, I don't know where the fuck I was going, but between Exorcist 3 and In the Mouth of Madness, I have to say, okay, maybe the 90s wasn't so bad. They did have some pretty fucking amazing films. But I Know What You Did Last Summer, still just, it's not good. I don't like it. There's so much stupidity in it, and there isn't anything that's keeping me interested. Like, as I said, you take Friday the 13th Part 4. Yes, there's stupid things going on, for sure. But I love the characters. I love the kills. I love the nudity, the chicks, the stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, the women in this are all beautiful. You know, love Hewitt, freaking Michelle Gellar, and even Anne Heche and Bridget Wilson. They're all beautiful women. They don't bare any skin. I mean, we got enough of Jennifer Love's freaking cleavage in this that you could almost, especially that towel scene at the end. It's like, Jesus, it's almost like they flesh colored her nipples because it's so low. It's like, does she have nipples? Jesus Christ, how low can that thing go? But I don't know, man. It's just like, yeah, some of the kills, there's like 2 kills in here that have decent gore to them. Sword, not really, though. Not really. And that is Bridget Wilson's character, which is Elsa. I only remember that because of Frozen, hence the Barbie Dreamhouse, because I'm all about kid stuff, I guess. When he's like he's picking her up and she's like on his hook and he's carrying her back arched. That's a cool look. It's a cool look. Like, it's not really gory by any means, but it's cool to see her, like, because it's like, it hurts, man. When you look at it, you're like, oh my God, you imagine a hook up through you, pulling you up? I mean, I think she's dead at this point, but it still looks pretty gnarly. So that one's fine. And then Max, played by Jimmy Gallick, like, whatever the hell his name is. He gets a he gets the hook up through the mouth and then pulled down and off the table. It doesn't really show it. It doesn't really show it. Like, you think you see it because of how it's filmed, and you can feel the weight of the hook going up in, but you don't really see it. So it's not really gory. It just seems like it is. And it's just so tame. It's so fucking washed down. And these characters are just so lame. Like, I can't believe any of them. The acting in this isn't very good at all. The characters, like Ryan Phillippe, seriously, stop. You're not tough. That's so fucking ridiculous. He's this little twerp. Now, he's like pushing everyone around, and Freddie Prinze is like, he goes and he strangles fucking Julie, and Freddie Prinze comes up and he's like, hey man. They make fun of that in Scream, Scary Movie. It's hilarious. He's like, come on man, just stop. Like, his reaction to his girlfriend being strangled and manhandled by this dude who's no bigger than him. I mean, he's scared of him, I guess. But really, I don't know. And there's such wimpy, lame characters. I don't feel anything for any of them. I don't like any of them. And they're acting, oh my God, that last scene between Freddie Prinze and Jennifer Love Hewitt, and they're on the dock, and he's like, I just didn't want to lose you and all that. I was telling Jen, we were watching this together, and I looked over and I'm like, this is the take that they kept. As they filmed, they probably did 5 takes. That's the one that they kept. Holy shit, I don't want to see the other ones. Just awful. This film tries to fill it up with red herrings. We got freaking Max has got to be a red herring in this. And then Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character ends up being the red herring. And this is the guy who wrote Scream. And I'm sitting there, I was like, hey, they ain't making, I remember who the killer is, obviously, but I'm like, they ain't making the boyfriend the killer 2 movies in a row with this dude. But at the end, yeah, they totally make it like, oh, he's Billy Blue or whatever. It's like, he's not it. If anyone was surprised by when Ben says, get on the boat right now, if they don't realize that that's not him in that moment, I'm sorry, but you were stupid. That is ridiculous. It is so goddamn obvious. It's insane. So this movie starts off, they're drinking, blah, blah, blah. They go and they argue about this urban legend, and they tell the story all the different ways. And then Freddie Prinze Jr.'s version of it is actually the original story as I know it. But I guess that's all up for debate, right? On how everyone hears the different thing. And of course, I don't know how this, how this killer knows to use this look. I guess it's just coincidental, right? That he happens to have a hook in his hand when they're telling that story down on the beach. But it seems very coincidental that they tell that story. And then, yeah, he ends up being that killer, essentially. My notes are very far away. They're like on this car. Yeah, the camera's on a car right now. That's how fucking rinky-dink this operation is. And so yeah, so they go and they're driving. Let's just get to the fucking meat of this stuff. I'm not going to explain the whole goddamn movie. I'm sure all of you have seen it and you're all like, this guy's an asshole. This movie's amazing. 90s horror don't work for me. Okay, 90s slashers don't fucking work for me. But I'll try to give it some kind of credit here. Let's see. So they go and they hit someone with a car. This is such a fucking stupid part of this movie. A lot of stupid parts in this movie, but this is such a dumb ass scene. Okay, let me break this down for you. So they're driving. They have a sober driver, and they're driving. And yes, he spilled some booze on him. He's up there and he's driving. They have 3 witnesses, by the way, that say he was driving. Yes, they're his friends and maybe whatnot, but they hit a guy with a car. They freak out. Oh my God, we hit a boot. Scary movie, so much better. Anyway, they go over. They see that his body is like that, and they decide, we're going to get rid of him. No one's ever going to believe us. We're getting rid of this guy. Okay, that's insane. Because in that moment, they're like, if anybody finds out about this, we're fucked. And it's like, no, as soon as you move the body and you try to dispose of it, then you're really fucked. Even if you tell them the truth, which is the truth. It was an accident, straight out. They're just going to be like, doesn't matter. You're fucking guilty regardless. So they go and they move the body. And then this is where it gets dumb as fuck. holy shit. I'd actually rewind this scene because I was like, okay, this scene can't be as dumb as I just saw it. I think on rewatch, when I just rewound it, it was even dumber. So they take him down to the dock, and they're going to kick him off right into the water. And then, of course, Freddie Prinze has to have his moment where he's not really a bad guy so that they can save him later in the movie justifiably. So they're like, he's like, oh, I don't think I can do this. It's like, where the fuck were you when you were throwing him in the trunk? Where the fuck were you when you were carrying him down to the dock? Where the fuck were you this whole time? Like, get the fuck out of here. As soon as Ryan Phillippe's like, we should dispose of the body, he's like, yeah, the undertow will take him out to sea. Like, he was instantly in on it, man. He didn't even have a moment's hesitation. And as soon as they get him down to the dock, it's like, well, you guys finish this off. I'm not going to have any part of this. Bullshit, man. Those hands are so fucking red. Anyway, so they go down, and Sarah Michelle, of course, has to be the bitch, and she's just like, which is hilarious, because Jen was pointing this out to me, and she's like, so she won't talk to Freddie Prinze and breaks up with him, but she'll come back into town and she'll talk to Sarah Michelle Gellar like they're BFFs. It's like, she went straight up like crazy bitch on this guy. Like, I'll fucking do it. I don't care. She was like kicking him in the water like he was a dead animal or something. She didn't give a shit. And Freddie Prinze was like, I don't think I should have anything to do with this. He was like on her side, but no, Sarah Michelle gets a pass. And it's so stupid. Anyway, so they go to kick, like push him in the water, and he comes back to life. He comes back to life. Okay, the guy's not dead. Get him to a fucking hospital immediately. He attacks her. Of course he fucking attacks her. Of course you just hit him with a goddamn car. You're trying to throw him in the fucking water to dispose of the body. Of course he's going to attack him. But hey, you know, I get it. Like, did they want to kill him in that moment to keep him silent? No, they just react. And Jennifer Love Hewitt, of all the people in this, you know, Julie James or whatever, she comes over with the flashlight and she starts clubbing his arm. Not his face, not his head, nothing. Just his arm, so to get her off, and then he falls into the water taking the tiara. He's still alive, right? Okay, he holds the tiara up in the air out of the water here, like this. Out of the water, like, nah, 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 got your tiara, come and get it. So he's so coherent that he can steal something and he can provoke them with this thing. Then Phillippe jumps in the water, and this dude's doing his best impression of Jason from Friday the 13th, part 7, or 6, whichever one, wherever, you know, he's got the fucking thing around his neck down on the bottom of the lake. That happens in both those movies. Anyway, shit, even in an 8. Anyway, but yeah, he's sitting down there, and then he goes up to him, and the guy comes back to life again. And he opens his eyes, and Phillippe grabs the tiara, and he comes up out of the water. This is the stupidest fucking part of the whole movie, which is crazy. He comes up out of the water. Guy's still fully alive down there. Fully alive. And then he fucking he goes, like, he just jumps up out of the water, and he's like, all right, we never speak of this. We never do anything. All right, like, that's it? He's still down there. He's still alive. Like, what the fuck? Did I miss something? Did I miss something? Because I rewound this and I was like, I don't understand. Like, did they anchor him or something? They threw him in the water, but did I miss an anchor? I'm gonna have to go back because I don't understand. He's still fully fucking alive in the water. That makes no fucking sense. He comes out of the water, he's like, we never speak of this again. The guy probably just came up out of the water and just swam the other way. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. In fact, I'm going to go check out this part again and see really quick. I'll be right back. So I just went and checked, and nope, not a fucking thing on him. No weights, no tie downs, no nothing, no like stuff at his feet, nothing. Okay? I had to make sure. I was like, I want to make sure that I didn't miss something, that they didn't tie some kind of bricks to him, or maybe I missed this. No, nothing. He's just down on the bottom. He comes back to life. Ryan Phillippe's like, grabs the tiara, crown, whatever, comes back up, gets out of the water, and he's like, we never speak of this again. Nothing's ever happened. What? The dude probably swam up out of the water, which exactly, obviously, he did. But not even for a second does any of them suggest that this guy might still be alive when they literally just saw him alive. They all four of them saw him alive. Not fucking 10 seconds ago, 15 seconds ago. Ryan Phillippe just saw him alive 5 seconds ago. Okay? People can hold their breath for like a couple minutes. Okay? I don't understand. I don't understand that scene. That makes no fucking sense at all, and it actually pisses me off. It actually angers me. That's how stupid that is. Anyways, let's try to move past it. Wow. Anybody with me on this? That is so dumb. Imagine hitting someone with your car when you were out drinking and you just graduated and you're like going off to college and all that. It's so fucking horrible, man. I mean, of course it's horrible for the person that get hit, obviously. I'm not going to say it isn't. But, dude, I'm not going to fucking try to sit here and pretend I'm some goddamn saint. I drank and drove a lot when I was a young kid. I don't know. You know, I grew up in a time where everyone did it. I mean, we have drive-through fucking liquor stores still to this day in Arizona. When I was a kid growing up, my dad, he'd just stop at a drive-thru, get a big tall can of Foster's. He'd start pounding it, driving home. Did that like on a daily basis with me, man. Every fucking parent I knew, they would get drunk at parties and they'd come and they'd pick you up. They'd pick you up at school, whatever. Not school during the day, but like, you know, dances at night. And they'd come, they'd have a few drinks at their little parties or whatever, and they'd come pick you. I don't know, everyone drove with drinks in them once upon a time. Nowadays, oh my God, Jesus Christ, you even sniff alcohol and you're going to jail. But yeah, just imagine like hitting someone with your car and just that dread and being like, it was an accident and this situation is like, he's got booze all over him and this other kid's like a bad boy in town. Who knows what his reputation's like. It's like, oh man, this is a shitty situation, but you should do the right thing and make sure, because disposing of a body is leading nowhere good, especially if you don't fucking put any weights or anything on him. Although I guess they're trying to make it look like he drowned, but I don't think when you drown you get tire marks on your face. I love how at the end Ben has just like this one scar, like Omar in freaking the Wire. But in the scenes we saw, his face is like fucking ripped apart. It looks like Freddy took his glove to his face. So that was interesting. Yeah, that disposal scene, that pissed me off, man. Something awful, so stupid. Yeah, it's just like, really? No one thought, like, he's still alive. Like, let's try to fucking take, like, we thought we killed him. And it's like, in this movie later on, it's like, no, you did kill him. Okay? You did kill him. You threw his ass in the water. And you did not try to help him, and you didn't tell anybody. Yes, you definitely killed him. That wasn't an accident, okay? The car wreck, I'm on you with this. I'm like, oh man, that does suck. That's an unfortunate situation. It was circumstances, all this and that. But then, like, her hitting him with the flashlight, kicking him into the water, Ryan Phillippe going down and grabbing the evidence off of him instead of seeing if he's, like, down there or letting him come up or whatever. Like, really? Like, fuck, dude. Yeah, they murdered this guy, even though he didn't die. What they thought they did anyway. Let's see. Yeah. I already said all this. God, so much of this is so stupid. What? No, it doesn't. Oh, yeah. I fucking... As I said, Freddie Prinze not even protecting his girlfriend. I mean, no wonder she left your wimpy ass. Kanan Jarrus, I expect better from you. Little Star Wars nod there for any of you that don't watch the Wars and the Stars. I do like that this is rated R, even though this is based on a YA novel. I do like that this has cussing in it. You know, thank God, because you know, even though I said this earlier tonight, but even though these movies are R-rated and they have cursing and stuff like that, they still feel PG-13, right? Like, anybody else feel like that? Like, I don't feel like this should be R. Like, even though it's just fuck a whole bunch, I don't know, it's so watered down. It feels PG-13. And I feel like if you took out the curse words, that it would still be PG-13. Like, that it would be, not still, it would be PG-13. It just doesn't feel R-rated to me at all. It's so damn fucking mild. Tepid. It's just, it's like slashers without the slashing. The rain slicker costume, as far as the look of the killer goes, it's okay. I don't know. I mean, it's the town it's in. It's to be expected. They kind of got the My Bloody Valentine or something going on here. It's like a mining town, so the guy wears a mining outfit. It's like could be anyone in town. There's a bunch of fishermen. There's a bunch of red herrings. I don't know. As far as just the look of him goes, it's okay. It's nothing like great, but it's instantly recognizable for sure. So at least it's got that going for it. Man, as a hairdresser, I know that if you want to torture a woman, if you really want to get her back, cut her fucking hair in her sleep, like hack it to shit. She still has this really awesome, amazing, like perfectly cut, like long bob that she wears, even though when they have it cut, her like layers are up to here and they're like squared out. Yeah, there's no fixing that, okay? There's no way that anyone got a nice smooth bob out of that fucking hack job that he did on her. But yeah. She was wearing a wig throughout this and she wanted to show her real hair off, so they're gonna just cut into it. Like, but yeah, you can't correct shit up here that's squared. Silly. I love that in movies where the person just is in the mirror and they're all fucking crying and whatnot, and they grab their hair and they cut it and all this, and then they come out and their hair is all perfect, and it's so stupid. Man, if cutting hair was that easy, I'd be out of a job. Another really, really dumb ass scene is when Max is in Jennifer Love Hewitt or Julie's trunk, and there's his body's in there with a ton of crabs, okay? And then she runs in to Sarah Michelle Gellar's house. She gets them. They run down while Sarah Michelle fucking changes into the sluttiest outfit I've seen. And she comes out and they open up the trunk, and somehow in the 2 to 3 minutes that she was gone, someone came and, well, Ben obviously came, popped her trunk, took out the body, took out all the crabs, cleaned it up, because it was like spotless in there. When they open it up, there's like loose items and they're like perfectly positioned, like nothing has ever disturbed them. They're not like pushed up all to the side with a bunch of like caked mud or blood or crab fucking feces or anything on them. They're like, the whole trunk is like pristine, man. It's like perfect condition. It's like he put it in a little bag and he like laid the bag out so that when she came, he'd just grab it and just pull it out and go, and then it would all be like perfect inside. No, it is like crabs and shit everywhere. And then within 3 minutes, he takes it all out of there. For what reason? She says like it's to fuck with me. What are you waiting for? Another fantastic scary movie scene. I love that shit. I do that all the time. Anytime I'm ever talking to somebody and they're like taking too long or whatever, I'm always like, what are you waiting for? Great shit. Anna Faris. What a wonderful parody. But that's so dumb. God, I'm not a huge fan of that anyways. If you watch these reviews enough, you know I'm not a big fan of the like, oh my God, I thought I saw something, and they go and it's not really there, but it really was. And I don't know, that thing always bothers me. It's in so many, but this one really is annoying because there's no motherfucking way. I think Ryan Phillippe's death is actually pretty unexpected, which I thought was kind of ballsy. You just don't think he's gonna get killed in that moment, and he just does, and I think that's cool because it kind of happens a little earlier than you would have expected since he's a main character. So I liked the guts there, even though we don't see him. And that's just it. Like the two characters that he's supposed to kill in this movie die off screen, which is really, really, really fucking stupid. And here's another thing: Ryan Phillippe's character is a pussy. Okay. The 2 times he encounters Ben in this movie, he's all talking tough. Oh, I'm gonna kick his ass. His arms are like this big around. And he's like, I'm gonna kick his ass. And then, oh, here comes Ben in his car, and he knocks him over, and Ryan's just laying there like, don't hurt me. And then the next time he encounters him, he's on the fucking ground again. Don't hurt me. It's like it's like repetitive, man. And Ben just puts the thing up, and he brings it down, and it's like, he didn't do anything. Nothing. He's sitting there, he's boxing, he's kicking. We're showing all these martial arts, man. You think he's gonna turn into the dude from fucking Nightmare on Elm Street, part fucking 4? Yeah, 4. But no, nothing. Really? Jesus Christ, man. You didn't fight back once. He didn't throw a punch. He didn't try to defend himself at all. Like, not once? Come on. Come on. That's, like, even though I think Ryan Phillippe's a pussy, like, his character shouldn't have been like that. His character should have fought back. He should have had some moments. It should have been like freaking Jules. That's his name, right? Yeah, Jules. In freaking Friday the 13th, part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan, where he's beating Jason's face on the fucking rooftop, and he just can't have any. He has no more breath in him, no more nothing. I love that fucking scene. When he gets him right to the edge. It's like, come on, man, get one more hit and you knock him off. But nothing? What a fucking pussy. This is stupid. He doesn't fight back at all. Annoying. And then like his hand getting ripped off and him going away, like this all sets up. Now, when I did go back upstairs really quick and rewatch this, I did kind of figure out the reason that Ben did end up turning into their urban legend that they had is they do make a reference of it when they're trying to push him in the water, which he's still alive and coherent, so he hears the hook hand killer thing that they throw out really quick. So I think that's what he latches onto, and he kind of comes back as that demon that they're afraid of. So that does actually kind of make sense from what I saw from that scene. So I'm kind of glad I rewatched that, but at the same time, not glad that because of just how fucking dumb that scene is. And I know all you 90s people who have nostalgia for this movie, I'm not shitting on you. Absolutely, man. If you love this movie, fantastic. I'm not that kind of person that's like, you're wrong, this is stupid. I personally, just shit doesn't work for me. 90s horror slasher movies, they just don't work. I don't care for them. They're too fucking tame for me. I like gore. I like tits. I like these kinds of things that slashers have in them. They don't absolutely have to have them, but they have to have characters I like, and I didn't like a goddamn one of these people. Not one of them. You know, and I love Freddie Prinze Jr., man. As I said, he plays Kanan Jarrus in Star Wars Rebels, and I love that show, and I think he's great as him. So there's not a thing about, against him. And Freddie Prinze Jr. is actually badass in real life, man. He studies real martial arts. He's a pretty badass dude. So he would have been able to kick Brian Phillippe's ass in real life. But yeah, I think that's about it. I need to get to bed. But yeah, it just isn't working for me. But I am going to knock out the next 2. I've never seen the third one. I'll always know what you did last summer. I'll always know this franchise is lame. But I want to. I want to check them out. I'm going to see the Jack Black fucking Rastafarian fucking pothead dude. Fuck, what were they thinking with that stupid ass character? Anyways, I'll break that shit down soon enough. But until Monster Monday tomorrow, good night, guys. I will try to get to American Horror Story as fast as I can, but I can't do it tonight. I'm so sorry. Good night.